Hello, welcome back for day 131. If this is your first time here, my name is Angela Wren, and this is a series that I'm doing where I document my everyday art process and how I think about growing as an artist. So, if you've been following along a lot, I've broken a lot of promises recently. I can't seem to get back on schedule from uploading Monday to Friday, and I don't really have very good excuses, but the thing is I've actually in this past 2 weeks done, or this past week at least, done quite a bit of art. So on my phone right now, I have recorded so many different drawings that I've done over the past week, and I just haven't had time or the space to make one of these little videos, these little monologues. Well, the reality is I probably have had time, but for some reason I haven't been able to get myself to do it, to record these little monologues. So anyway, hopefully to this week will be a little bit better, but let's see. This might be how it goes a little bit for these next days and for the summer. I must say I find it a bit harder sometimes to like stay in and draw or be motivated to draw when it's nice out. So in New York, we're finally getting some like really nice days. Today it's like 80 degrees Fahrenheit, 28 Celsius. So these are the days where I like to spend it outside. I like to go to the beach. So it's a little bit harder to motivate myself to draw unless I do it like in the evening or at night. But anyway, these are all a bunch of excuses because I actually have been doing quite a bit of art. And if you follow me on Instagram, my Instagram is in the description below at Andrew Lauren Art. You'll be able to see kind of my daily updates or my more frequent updates. So I've actually been posting on my story, for example, a lot of different drawings that I've done over the past week. I just haven't had a chance to upload them and make the video. So this is a drawing that I did a while ago. And so it's been so long that I kind of can't remember all of the things that, all of the details maybe that I wanted to share about this drawing. I can say that this was another figure drawing, a full figure drawing, and the reference is from characterdesigns.com, which again you can find the references in the description below. But there is something I guess I could say about this in one sense. I was trying to practice. Again, I was trying to practice a figure and also trying to push it a little bit further. To me, the stages of like being a good at figure drawing are understanding, first of all, proportions. Can you understand how to make everything more or less the right shape or the right size so that it's kind of appealing to the eye? And one of the tools that you can do that to reinforce that is using anatomy or thinking about anatomy. And so that's kind of like the second layer. So starting with proportions, then you're adding onto the figure, you're adding these anatomy lessons and ideas. Then after that, you're starting to add kind of like higher level concepts, which are things like adding tone, and adding values. So this is where the stage that I'm at right now, where I'm starting to like, it's not always enough for me just to do a block in. I like to do a lot of time block ins, but I'm trying to kind of develop a bit more in terms of, adding more and more, finished products, let's say, to my sketching. And then the other thing is to start to merge together my study of the portrait and my study of the figure. I kind of did like a more finished figure drawing for day 130. So 129 and 130 was two different pieces. But I kind of had the privilege there of the face not being in the picture because it was a back anatomy. It was a figure pose only of the back. So I got to focus a lot on just really, focusing on these things like proportions and anatomy and then adding a little bit of tone. But I didn't have to think at all about the portrait. And so in this drawing, though, what I was explicitly trying to do was also think about the portrait a little bit. Unfortunately, because of the way that the pose is, I think that there's some aspects of the final drawing that look a little bit strange, especially the portrait actually, or like maybe I should say the head in relation to the body, because none of the neck is visible. So, the model's kind of scrunched up like this, and it kind of it's conveyed in a little bit of a strange way in the drawing. This is also something that I'm trying to work on a little bit while I'm doing these drawings is like, it's the job of the artist to make the drawing look good. So regardless of what reference you have or what pose is in front of you, it's the artist is to interpret this in such a way that it's beautiful. One of the ways that you do that is really just kind of like by building up like a huge database of poses. Like I've started to notice that there's certain when I have a pose that's kind of more rigid, like standing up now, I'm starting to be really comfortable to understand that I shouldn't just draw it, in this very rigid pose, but instead should emphasize, this what we talk about, like the pinch and the stretch, like having the shoulders kind of on a diagonal this way and the waist on a diagonal that way, and and like the statue of David, right? This contrapposto idea, trying to reinforce, you know, a more beautiful pose. And the same thing is true here. So like what I could have done is, instead of, you know, trying to copy exactly with the neck being down, I could have just practiced, like I could have elongated it in my drawing and actually just like went with what I thought was like a more elegant or more beautiful pose. So that was something that I was kind of like working on and thinking about, and also adding the portrait. And I actually liked how the portrait came out here. So, you know, my goal is not to add like a 1 hour finished portrait onto a figure. It's more to give it the space to actually have something, to actually have some kind of details in the expression, to communicate something about the you know, features of the face, not to come up with like a finished product for it. And so, you know, I kind of liked how that came out. If I were to critique this drawing a little bit, the final drawing, is that I got a little bit carried away with outlining. So I was a little bit too dark, I think, on a lot of the outlines, and I didn't have really many, let's say, like lost edges or anything like that, which is something that I really like to play with a lot, is this idea of lost edges. Okay, so here was the rambling for today. So at least we have a video though that we can upload and we can share. You know, what I might start doing is like just uploading more videos that are just art. You know, I know that the monologues are always a little bit better and like a little bit more engaging, and it's even more fun for me to upload, you know, monologue videos. But maybe just for the sake of getting out, you know, 5 videos a week, I will try and upload all the art that I have. Because I really now have, I think I have, you know, 6 or 7 drawings that I've already recorded that I would now need to do the monologues for. But okay, anyway, that's everything for today. We will see each other again tomorrow for day 131.